Good morning students, this is Seth Vidya Mandir English High School and Junior College of Science and Commerce. This is the HSC online audio video lecture series and I am Bina Raikar, your OC teacher. I am continuing with chapter 5 Emerging Modes of Business. This is the third part and today's topic that I am going to explain to you is outsourcing. In many big establishments, shops, markets or bazaars, you will often find security guards who are monitoring the parking around the place. These guards are not employees of the establishment but have been recruited through an agent. This agent provides the establishments with the service of the guards. In other words, the establishment has outsourced the service, the security service. Okay. That is, outsourcing is the process of contracting a business function or any specific business activity to specialized agencies, mostly the non-core areas such as sanitization, security, household pantry, etc. are outsourced by the company. The company makes a formal agreement with the agencies. The agencies can send the required manpower to the company. The agency charges for the company for their services, and with the help of outsourcing, company can focus on their core areas. Okay, so what do you mean by outsourcing? Outsourcing is a process of contracting a business function or any specific business activity to specialized agencies. Now, what does specialized agency do? They make a formal agreement with the company and they charge for their services, and then they send the required manpower to the company for these activities. Okay, so outsourcing is a process of contracting and the company benefits in two ways. It reduces its own cost and it uses the expertise of the firm that specializes in a particular kind of services. Now, examples of outsourcing. Okay, that is canteen, sanitation, security. Then same way, arrangements of weddings, anniversary, birthday celebrations are also outsourced. Then why is the need for outsourcing? Because today services all over the world are becoming highly specialized. So most services require finely tuned, skilled, which increases global competition. Most companies are focusing on showcasing their products or improving the quality of their goods. This has forced companies to concentrate on their place in the world market. Okay, so they have to concentrate on their core activities. Therefore, companies are taking a fresh look at their business processes. Due to this, many non-core areas are being outsourced to firms who have specially skilled workforce. And the concept of outsourcing has emerged as a result of this thinking. Okay, that is, since its global competition is increasing, companies need to concentrate on their core activities. So what happens is, to the non-core activities, these non-core activities are being outsourced to some other agencies. And why to some other agencies? Because these non-core areas are been taken by these agencies which are skilled in doing this work. Okay, so they have skilled workforce. Now, some of the recent services that can be outsourced to India: website maintenance, accounting services, software development, payroll processing, legal services, insurance services, data management, CEO services. Okay, these are some recent services which have been outsourced to India. Now, what are the advantages? Overall cost advantage. Okay, it reduces the cost, also saves time and efforts in training cost. Then it stimulates entrepreneurship, employment and exports. Okay, third it's low manpower cost. Okay, the manpower cost is much lower than that of the host company. Then access to professional, expert and high quality services. Okay, these tasks are given to people who are skilled in that particular field. Third, there is a better level of service and fewer chances of errors. And core emphasis are given on core processes rather than the supporting ones. That is, companies focus on the core areas and non-core areas are being outsourced, because core areas are lead us to profits and increase the quality of the products. So non-core areas are always outsourced. Then investment requirements are reduced. Okay, why? Because organization can save on investing in latest technology, software, their infrastructure, and the outsourcing partner can handle this entire infrastructure. So the company need not handle this infrastructure. Then increased efficiency and productivity. There is an increased efficiency and productivity in the non-core areas of an organization. Knowledge sharing. It shares knowledge and best practices with each other. It helps develop both the companies and also boost goodwill in the industry. Now coming to the disadvantages. Okay, lack of customer focus, a threat to security and confidentiality, dissatisfactory services, ethical issues. Other disadvantages are misunderstanding of the contract, lack of communication, poor quality and developed services. Okay, an outsourced vendor may be catering to the needs of multiple organizations at a time. So at such a time he lacks complete focus on the individual organization. So the organization may suffer. A threat to security. That is, confidential information of an organization can be leaked to the third party. Then some common problems are with outsourcing, delivery time and it is substandard quality. Ethical issues, that is, it is taking away employment opportunity from one's own country when function is outsourced to a company from another country. Ethical issues is, suppose you are outsourcing it to another company but in the same country, it doesn't matter. But when you outsource it to a company which is from other country, what happens is unemployment is generated in your own country. So it is not ethical. Then misunderstanding of the contracts, lack of communication, poor quality and delayed services. Why? Because they cannot sometimes meet each other face to face. So what happens is there's some misunderstanding. Misunderstanding happens when the language of two different countries are different. Similarly, the time span. Okay, the timings are different of two different countries. Lack of communication, they don't understand the nature or the culture of one's country. Okay, so there's a lot of communication gap between them. So these are the advantages and the disadvantages. We'll go through the advantages again. The first is overall cost advantage. Second, stimulates entrepreneurship, employment and exports. Third, low manpower cost. Fourth, access to professionals, exports and high quality services. Fifth, emphasis on core process rather than supporting ones. Disadvantages are: first one, lack of customer focus. Second, a threat to security and confidentiality. Third one, dissatisfactory services. Fourth, ethical issues. Fifth are, it's a disadvantage, that is, first is misunderstanding of the contract, second is lack of communication, and third is poor quality and developed services. Now if someone wants to build a business, since you're commerce students, if you want to build a business in outsourcing, what you have to do is, first thing is you need to have a great idea, and that idea you have to tell it to your near and dear ones. Okay, after that what happens is you have to find a contractor, okay, who can deliver this idea. Similarly, you have to need a team, okay, a team which will understand you and your dream and your passion about this idea. and then you have to work together. And then you have to go to companies, you have to tell them the project about, tell them how you're going to outsource their non-core areas activities and how efficient your business team is, and you have to sign the contract, and eventually you get the benefit out of it. Some outsourcing examples. Okay, first is WhatsApp. We all use WhatsApp, right? In 2012, WhatsApp was a small firm with only 30 full-time and 5 part-time employees in Mountain View. Okay, and now WhatsApp is growing and growing. Okay, it's become a most popular common chat app, and it was sold to this Facebook, okay, for $19 million. But WhatsApp didn't experience this growth by just relying on the 35 team. Okay, what happens is it outsourced development to developers in Russia. Fine. And now what happens is some Russian developers are relocated to the US, and this is how WhatsApp has grown. Why? Because it has outsourced. Next one is Google. Okay, it has been outsourcing work to remote employees for years and seeing excellent benefits. Okay, they outsource everything from virtual assistant work, IT work, development, and everything, whatever they have. Okay, they outsource email support for AdWords, and there's no discrimination as to who they hire. They just want the work to be done. Okay, back in 2011 they had over 1,000 representatives from 60 different countries, and they were handling 10,000 calls a week. Okay, Google is not only a company that has a mix of employees at home and remote employees. So this is how it has been done, outsourcing work. Next is the Transwire. Okay, that is who independent workers who they were helping in engineering. Okay, though it is known for hiring Ukrainian and Estonian developers, especially for the talent, not because they were cheap. Okay, this labor they used to get cheap or offshoring, but it was for the talent that they were being hired. This is product engineering, and then you have Microsoft Skype. Okay, it was the first company that introduced the idea of easily communicating with someone via phone, chat, video, no matter where the other person is located in the world. Skype has revolutionized the way companies do business. In fact, this tool has made communicating with remote workers easily for firms across the globe. It has outsourced the back-end development of the app, and initially outsourced the development just like WhatsApp did, and Skype brought these developers in as partners later. Okay, so these were the examples of outsourcing. Fine, so then Skype was purchased by Microsoft. Thank you students, I hope you have understood.